Here's something strange. You can spot talent in others instantly. You see when someone's good with numbers, creative with words, or brilliant with people. But when it comes to your own abilities, suddenly you're blind. This is the brilliance blindness paradox, and it affects nearly everyone. Your brain has 86 billion neurons creating connections that have never existed before in the universe. Yet, you probably thought about yourself negatively today. Think about it. You navigate complex social dynamics, manage multiple responsibilities, solve problems daily, and adapt to constant change. A supercomputer would crash trying to do what you do before breakfast. But somehow, we've convinced ourselves we're nothing special. The truth is, you're performing miracles of cognition every second. You just can't see them because they feel normal. It's like asking a fish to notice water. Your brilliance is so constant, it's invisible to you. And here's the kicker. The very fact that you doubt your abilities, that self-awareness is intelligence most species don't have. You're using advanced metacognition to question your intelligence. That's like using a smartphone to Google, "Am I tech savvy?" Chapter 1. Your brain's secret superpowers. Right now, your brain is doing something incredible. It's processing about 11 million bits of information per second, but you're only consciously aware of maybe 40. Your subconscious handles 99.9996% of the work without you noticing. Let me blow your mind. You have implicit memory storing every skill you've ever learned. Reading, walking, recognizing faces, understanding humor, detecting sarcasm, all running automatically like apps you forgot were open. When you just know something without knowing how, that's your pattern recognition system. It's analyzed thousands of similar situations and delivered the answer faster than any computer could. Here's my favorite part. Your brain rewrites itself based on what you pay attention to. It's called neuroplasticity. Every time you recognize your capabilities, you literally build stronger neural pathways for self-recognition. You become what you notice about yourself. And get this, you're fluent in at least one language. Do you realize how insanely complex that is? You learned arbitrary sounds, assigned meaning, figured out grammar, and now use them without thinking. But sure, tell me again how you're not good at learning. Chapter 2. The Ancient Recognition Ritual. Marcus Aurelius ruled the Roman Empire, and every evening he did something surprising. He wrote in his journal, examining his thoughts and actions, not to criticize, but to recognize his wisdom and learn from decisions. This wasn't self-help nonsense. This was strategic brilliance recognition. The Stoics understood wisdom comes from acknowledging what you did right, not just obsessing over mistakes. The practice is stupidly simple. Each evening, ask 3 questions. What problem did I solve? What did I handle well? What came easily to me? That's it. But here's where it gets interesting. This practice literally changes how you see yourself. By directing attention to capabilities, you start noticing them in real time. Like buying a blue car and suddenly seeing blue cars everywhere. We spend so much time in our heads anyway. Might as well make it productive. 5 minutes of recognition beats 5 hours of Netflix for feeling better about yourself. Though don't skip Netflix. Just add 5 minutes first. Chapter 3. Flow states, your peak performance detector. You know that feeling when time disappears and everything clicks? When hours feel like minutes? That's not just enjoyment. That's your brain at peak performance. Scientists call it flow state. And here's what's wild. It only happens when your skill level perfectly matches the challenge. Too easy, bored, too hard, stressed. But when it flows, that's your brain saying, this is what I'm brilliant at. During flow, your prefrontal cortex quiets down, the part that criticizes and doubts. It literally shuts up and lets brilliance work uninterrupted. Your inner critic takes a coffee break. Here's the practical part. Start noting when you enter flow. What activities trigger it? What skills are you using? These are breadcrumbs to your natural talents. It's funny. We'll track steps, calories, screen time, but not moments when we're performing at genius level. That's like having a superpower and forgetting to notice when you use it. Chapter 4. The Evidence Collection System. Your brain has confirmation bias, and usually that's a problem. But what if we could hack it? What if we made it work for your brilliance? Here's the system. Get a notebook or phone. Every time someone thanks you, compliments you, or asks for help, write it down. That's the whole system. Sounds too simple, but your brain starts looking for evidence to collect. It becomes a treasure hunt for capabilities. Instead of collecting Pokemon, you're collecting proof of brilliance. Within a week, patterns emerge. People ask about the same things. They compliment similar skills. They come for specific help. These patterns, that's your brilliance signature. Before you say, nobody compliments me, remember asking for help is a compliment. People don't ask incompetent people for help. Every request is someone recognizing capability. Chapter 5. Morning Brilliance Activation. Your morning routine probably includes coffee. But what if you added something that actually wakes up self-recognition? 3 seconds, that's all. Before your feet hit the floor, name one thing you're good at. Not world-class, just good at. Making people laugh, organizing, remembering facts. This isn't toxic positivity. This is neural pathway activation. You're warming up brain parts associated with capability. Like stretching before exercise, but for self-perception. Here's what's funny. We'll spend 10 minutes scrolling others' highlight reels, but won't spend 3 seconds acknowledging our abilities. That's like being thirsty while holding water. Make it stupidly easy. Keep a list by your bed. Rotate different abilities daily. The goal isn't feeling amazing. It's starting with accurate self-perception instead of default self-doubt. Join our YouTube membership for exclusive perks like early access to scripts, input on future topics about productivity, and connect with a like-minded community that gets it. Click join below and let's build your easier, more intentional life together. Chapter 6. The Imposter Syndrome Flip. Imposter Syndrome? That feeling you're fooling everyone? Plot twist. It's actually evidence of intelligence. Think about it. Imposter syndrome requires sophisticated mental abilities. Understanding expectations, evaluating performance, recognizing competence, comparing variables. Incompetent people literally can't do this. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. Less capable people overestimate abilities. But highly capable people? They assume everyone can do what they do. Your imposter syndrome is intelligence showing. So here's the flip. When feeling like an imposter, ask, what feels easy to me, but might be hard for others? That gap? That's where brilliance lives. It's beautifully ironic. The voice saying you're not good enough requires being good enough to recognize good enough. You're using advanced cognition to doubt cognition, like using eyes to check if you can see. Chapter 7. Hidden talents in plain sight. Your biggest talents are invisible to you because they don't feel like talents. They feel like just how you think. Maybe you calm anxious people without trying. Spot typos instantly. Remember everyone's names. Tell when someone's upset before they do. These aren't small. These are specialized abilities. Here's a diagnostic question. What do people always come to you for, though you never advertised? That thing you help with while thinking, why can't they figure this out? That's talent. The curse of competence is skills feel ordinary to you. You can't imagine not doing them, like a chef not understanding why people can't throw something together. Want to find hidden talents fast? Ask 3 people what you're surprisingly good at. The word surprisingly is key. It makes them think beyond obvious. Chapter 8. The Neuroscience of Self-Recognition. Your brain physically changes based on how you think about yourself. This isn't metaphorical. When you practice recognizing your abilities, actual physical connections between brain cells get stronger. Here's how it works. Every time you notice something you're good at, like when you successfully parallel park or solve a work problem, your brain releases a feel-good chemical called dopamine. This dopamine acts like cement, making that mental pathway stronger. Do it repeatedly, that pathway goes from a dirt trail to a superhighway. Think about learning to ride a bike. At first, you had to think about every movement, balance, pedaling, steering. Now you do it automatically. The same thing happens with self-recognition. The more you practice noticing your capabilities, the more automatic it becomes. Here's where it gets wild. Your brain has a built-in Google search called the reticular activating system. Remember when you bought a car and suddenly saw that model everywhere? They were always there. Your brain just started noticing them. The same thing happens with your abilities. When you actively look for what you're good at, your brain starts highlighting evidence everywhere. You're not becoming more brilliant. You're becoming aware of brilliance that was always there. It's like having a metal detector that finally got turned on. Chapter 9. Building your brilliance archive. Successful companies keep records of what works. But you running your life's complex enterprise? You probably don't remember last week's wins. Time to build your brilliance archive. Not a gratitude journal, an evidence vault. Screenshots of compliments, work you're proud of, problem solved, moments you helped. Make it visual. Brains believe what they see more than what they think. A screenshot folder hits different than trying to remember. Here's the power move. Review your archive before challenging situations. Before interviews, difficult conversations when doubt creeps in. It's warming up with your highlight reel. Please, don't say you have nothing to archive. You made it this far. You've solved thousands of problems. You just weren't documenting evidence. Until now. Chapter 10. The Daily Recognition Loop. Habits are neural patterns running on autopilot. Let's install a brilliance recognition program that runs automatically. 3 daily touch points. Morning, name one capability. Afternoon, notice something handled well. Evening, recognize how you helped. Total time, 90 seconds. Here's the multiplier effect. Each recognition creates ripples. Recognize you're good with people. Engage more confidently. Create better interactions. Reinforce recognition. It's a virtuous cycle. The beautiful part? This isn't about becoming different. It's accurate self-assessment, not inflating. Just stopping deflation. Think of it like this. You've been driving with the parking brake on. The daily loop releases it, not adding power, removing resistance. Here's the truth. You'll forget your brilliance again. Multiple times, maybe tomorrow. That's not failure. That's being human. But now you have tools, the evening ritual, morning activation, evidence archive. You understand flow states, imposter syndrome, hidden talents. You've built a system stronger than forgetfulness. Every time you forget and remember, you strengthen the remembering muscle. Like learning to ride a bike, you might wobble, but never fully forget. Brilliance isn't something you achieve, it's something you recognize. It was there before this video. It'll be there after. Only your ability to see it changes. So here's your mission. Tonight, ask yourself, what problem did I solve today? That's it. That's the beginning. Because once you start looking for brilliance, you realize it was never hiding. You just forgot to turn on the lights. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, let me know your thoughts on what I just shared. Oh, and there's more. I've just started a Patreon to help support these videos and connect with you more directly. Check out the link in the description if you'd like to join.